Kotaku's editor-in-chief resigns after criticizing management.
I came to laugh at you. What?
Kotaku is trash.
I don't think I can say what it actually smells like on camera.
First word that came to mind was like baby powder?
Bodily decay?
Oh, this is a shit show, this one. We got a lot here. and it does involve blowjobs. I promise, blowjobs are involved in this story.
What does everybody want?
So, Jen Glennon says she believes that this publication's new strategy is fundamentally misguided. Let's find out how. Kotaku editor-in-chief Jen Glennon has resigned from her role, criticizing the management team's new strategy. Glennon started her role as a Kotaku editor-in-chief on October 10th, reporting to management as the site's owner, Geo Media.
The last 12 months.
However, today she announced her resignation on Twitter, saying, "Some personal news. I've resigned from Kotaku, and Jim Spanfeller." Is this a fucking what the fuck? Is Anne Herb? Jim Spanfeller is Anne Herb. The latter comment is a reference to a long-running insult aimed at Geo Media, Jim Spanfeller, as detailed in a Slate article for House in Insult. More information on Glennon's departure was reported by Aftermath, which itself consists mostly of former Kotaku staff. Aftermath received a copy of Glennon's resignation letter in which she told Spanfeller and Deputy Editorial Director Leah Goldman that she disagreed with the decision to focus the site's priorities on guides instead of news.
They're moving to game guides. Well, they're trying to move to game guides, but the problem is you have to actually play the game in order to do that. And
YouTube exists.
Well. Yeah, YouTube exists. I mean, I'm just going to go watch a fucking Mr. Ruffle Waffles video on how to do the fucking Nazi Zombies Easter egg. I'm not going to go to fucking Kotaku, man. Kotaku has spent damn near their whole existence becoming a fucking retarded gaming news outlet where they just talk about pretty much everything except for gaming itself, and all they do is insult gamers. And now that the money is drying up, they've decided they have to actually focus on the games. And the games is why they are failing, because let's face it, there's a few things with this. One, we don't really need guides for a lot of the new games that are coming out. They're pretty straightforward, most of them. The AAA industry is collapsing. Helldivers, which is a god tier game, is pretty fucking simple to figure out. And these people don't play games. And all they do is insult games.
After careful consideration, I have concluded that the current management structure and decision-making processes at Geo Media are not aligned with my values and goals for Kotaku, Glennon's letter reads.
Before you go on, sorry. Yes, IGN will pump out a gaming guide on fucking how to like boot up the start menu of a game. So they're competing against IGN, and IGN's going to crush them.
I firmly believe that the decision to invert Kotaku's editorial strategy to deprioritize news in favor of guides is fundamentally misguided and given the current infrastructure of the site. This decision is directly contradicted by months of traffic data and shows an astonishing disregard for the livelihoods of the remaining writers and editors who work here. Aftermath also reports that Kotaku's remaining staff is now expected to write 50 guides a week.
How?
You would have to play 50 games a week. Even if some are the same game, you would still have to play a lot to figure out how to do it, and then write the actual article itself, which is going to take you time to do. That's an extremely unreasonable ask for a company.
Even if it was like 50 guides, let's say 12 on Helldivers 2, where the best samples are, how to do the fucking chargers, how to do in the hulks and all this, right? You have got 50 fucking different guides on Helldivers 2. That's just spam and clutter instead of one comprehensible article. That's not a good plan.
I'll say this too, before any fucking boomers see this, and maybe later on if Reaper turns this into a video, before you fucking boomers decide to say, I worked in a coal factory for 45 years and I got the black lung.
I think I'm getting the black lung, Bob.
seems like you have a better job. Yeah, you shouldn't have gotten the black lung. Your employers should have kept you, in a good place. Just because your job was shit doesn't mean everyone's job should be shit till the end of time. I'm sorry, it's unreasonable for anyone to ask. I don't give a shit if Kotaku is woke and the people working there are woke. It's an unreasonable fucking ask to ask them to do 50 guides a week each.
That's impossible.
Not possible, yeah.
Ian made a good
Possible.
point.
Have life outside of it. It's bullshit.
So Ian made a point there. Like Grum said on Twitter, it's a deliberate ploy to make them quit so they can shut it down cheaply. Interesting point.
But it gets better.
Aftermath co-founder and reporter Nathan Grayson reports, Geo Media has effectively forced Kotaku to pivot away from news and allegedly demanding that its staff of 7 writers churn out an impossible number of guides a week. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nathan Grayson.
Oh.
Nathan Grayson is the dude that got his dick sucked by Zoe Quinn for a good review. And after a comprehensive discussion with Nazma before the stream started, we have come to a conclusion that she would give a terrible blowjob because it'd be very teethy. Okay, So, he's the dude that got his dick sucked for the good review. So it gets even better. This is a Kotaku staff writer.
You know what? Fuck it. Here's a small cup of tea. Management doesn't even care about the quality of the guides. They want us to aggregate them from other sites like a literal content mill. They're destroying people's livelihoods gags me. Not in the good way.
One little part.
Last thing I'll say is this. Someone at the top told us to get guides done because the AV Club watches full seasons of a show and still produces their stories. That alone is proof they don't understand what we do.
Wow. Ain't that interesting?
He's got a point. He's probably a pussy, probably a bitch, but he's got a point. Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I'm loving this collapse.
And there he is. Yeah, okay, jump the gun with Ian there. Here is a quick rundown on Kotaku. Jen Glenn EIC tweets she has resigned. Mad Kotaku writers spill the beans. They must dump news and write gaming guides. Former Kotaku head Nathan Grayson tells us 7 writers left. Must churn out 50 guides per week.
Okay, start the clock. We can now officially start the clock on when Kotaku shuts down. Very rarely do I drink alcohol. I will have a solid drink when Kotaku shuts down. The sooner Kotaku shuts down, the better. They are a cancer, and there's only one way to deal with cancer.